Welcome back to 40 Frames Ago, the show where I rewind the clock 40 years to revisit the cult favorites, curious experiments, and cinematic time capsules that shaped an era. Today, we lace up the skates and hit the ice with Youngblood, a sports drama that blends grit, ambition, and raw talent into a story about chasing dreams at a breakneck speed. It's hockey, heart, and high stakes. Hey everyone, I'm Jim. Last week we took a deep dive with Troll, and this week we're stepping onto the ice with Youngblood. This hard-hitting hockey drama didn't dominate the box office, but it earned a following thanks to its intense on-ice action, raw ambition, and a cast stacked with rising stars like Rob Lowe and Patrick Swayze. It's a true mid-80s time capsule, packed with sweat, speed, and the kind of underdog grit that defined the era. Here's how this show works. Every week we revisit a film that premiered exactly 40 years ago today and dig into everything around it. The cast, the crew, the physical release, and any other fascinating tidbits I uncover along the way. Then I wrap things up with my thoughts after revisiting it. So settle in, because this week's pick has slap shots, grit, and the relentless pursuit of hockey glory. Let's rewind to the 5th week of 1986. Okay, back in 1986 again. I love this place. I'm standing outside a movie theater. I'm looking up at the marquee. Wow, look at that. 5 new releases. 5. The studios really need to coordinate better because last week, nothing. This week, a full-on flood. With so many new titles hitting the screen, here's what I want to know. If you could only pick one, what would you see on opening weekend? And why? Are you chasing star power, a killer trailer, or just rolling the dice on something unexpected? Alright, let's jump over and check out those box office numbers. Big shakeup at the box office this week. Down and Out in Beverly Hills skates past The Color Purple to land in the #1 spot, pulling in close to $8 million. Down and Out in Beverly Hills stars Bette Midler and Nick Nolte, and Richard Dreyfuss, in a comedy where the plot follows a rich but dysfunctional family who saves the life of a suicidal homeless man. Now let's see what else we have here. What about Troll? Well, audience must have agreed with my review because it's gone. After 2 weeks it dropped off the charts, but not before grossing $5.4 million on a $2.5 million budget. So hey, it made money, which is probably why we got a sequel, Troll 2. Now, I almost picked Down and Out in Beverly Hills for this week's review. I've never seen it, and it looks interesting, but here's the thing. I don't really like owning DVDs, and this movie is only available on DVD format. I prefer Blu-ray or 4K, and since I have to buy these movies, I went with something that I could get on Blu-ray. Enter Youngblood. I haven't seen this one either, and with a cast like Patrick Swayze and Rob Lowe, how could I resist? Other new releases this week include the movie Power. It's a political thriller starring Richard Gere as a ruthless media consultant entangled in corruption and moral compromises while managing Senate campaigns, including one that pits him against Denzel Washington's public relations pro. And we also have Eliminators. This one sounds pretty wild. It's an action-packed sci-fi adventure featuring a time-traveling cyborg who escapes his mad scientist creator. He joins forces with the motley crew, including a scientist, a ninja, and a riverboat guide. And actually, even a caveman, to stop his creator's world-altering plan. And then the last movie is a movie called Stripper. It's a semi-documentary that delves into the lives of exotic dancers competing at a stripper convention and contest. It explores their motives and struggles behind the spotlight while following the fierce competition to win the golden G-string. I see it was only released in one theater. Interesting that it was released by 20th Century Fox. It's kind of weird. Weeks like this make me wish I could review more than one movie. There's just so much to cover. So, since we're focusing on Youngblood, let's go check out the poster. Okay, here's the movie poster. for Youngblood. It's a little minimalist. It's got a punch of attitude in there. I do really like the coloring on this. It's dominated by that blue and gray tone. And, it's got the title slashed across it. Like, feels kind of fast, like Speed on ice. Below that, you've got the 3 sketched figures. I like it. I think it looks pretty good. And then there's a tagline. The ice, the fire, the fight, to be the best. It's not vague. It's definitely a mission statement. It's confident, it's sleek, and it makes you wonder, is this just another underdog sports story, or is there something with a little bit more of an edge? Now, I do have a funny treat for you. Actually, I have 2. Take a look at the foreign release poster. Check that out. Those are some enhanced abs. Okay, and then for a home video, this was the VHS covers art. Yikes. Who the heck? Is that supposed to be Rob Lowe? Because it doesn't even look like him. Who made this? Oh, man. All right, well, before we dig in, let's go check out the IMDb description and see what this story is really about. Okay, let's head over to the IMDb website here, and let's look at the description for this movie so we can find out more about it. All right. A 17-year-old farm boy is offered an ice hockey tryout up in Canada. He has fast legs, slow fist, but is chosen. Will he learn to use his fist and play ice hockey the Canuck way? Will he get the coach's cute daughter? Oh my gosh. What an awesome description. Play hockey the Canuck way. The last line is also gold. Will he get the coach's cute daughter? Who wrote this? So, I mean, I guess this is a coming of age sports movie with romance. Let's go check out the cast. I want to take a moment to spotlight a few members of the cast. Not everyone, just some of the faces you'll recognize, or at least find interesting while we look back at Youngblood today. Let's start with Rob Lowe, who plays Dean Youngblood. In 1986, Lowe was already riding high as part of the Brat Pack thanks to The Outsiders and St. Elmo's Fire. After Youngblood, Lowe's career had ups and downs. He hit a rough patch in the late 80s, but reinvented himself in the 90s and beyond with roles in Wayne's World, Tommy Boy, and later in hits like West Wing and Parks and Recreation. Today, he's still a household name with a career that spans decades. Up next is Patrick Swayze, who plays Derek Sutton. At this point, Swayze is still a few years away from superstardom, but you could already see the charisma that would make him iconic. Before Youngblood, he had appeared in The Outsiders and Red Dawn, building a reputation as a tough physical presence. After this film, he skyrocketed. Dirty Dancing turned him into a global sensation, and Ghost cemented his status as a leading man. He became one of the defining stars of the late 80s and early 90s, blending action, romance, and charm like few others. Sadly, Patrick Swayze passed away in 2009 after a battle with cancer, but his legacy as one of Hollywood's most beloved actors lives on. And then there's Cynthia Gibb, who plays Jessie Chadwick, the coach's daughter, and Youngblood's love interest. Before this, Gibb was known for her work in the soap Search for Tomorrow, and later gained attention in the TV series Fame. After Youngblood, she continued to work steadily in film and television, appearing in projects like Death Warrant and numerous TV movies throughout the 90s and 2000s. And now that we've met the cast who brought all this icy battleground drama to the life, let's go check out the folks behind the camera. First up, Peter Markle, the director, screenwriter, and producer steering this whole thing. Before Youngblood, Markle wasn't exactly a household name in Hollywood. He cut his teeth on smaller, scrappier projects like The Personals and the cult favorite ski comedy Hot Dog, the movie. Those films showed he had an eye for character and a knack for capturing subcultures with authenticity, but Youngblood was his first real shot at something bigger, a gritty sports drama with emotional stakes, bruises, and a little bit of blood on the ice. After Youngblood, Markle didn't chase the blockbuster circuit. Instead, he built a long, steady career in television. He became one of those reliable, behind-the-scenes craftsmen who could jump into any show and deliver. We're talking about episodes of CSI, Burn Notice, The X-Files, Rescue Me, and a whole lineup of TV movies. And yes, he also directed John Candy's final film, Wagons East, a bittersweet footnote in comedy history. Markle may not have been a name that moviegoers recognize, but in the industry, he's one of those working directors who kept the machine running for decades. Then we have the producers, Peter Guber and John Peters. Now these two, they were everywhere in the 80s. Guber and Peters were the kind of producers who didn't just make movies, they shaped the pop culture landscape. They were behind massive hits like Flashdance in 1983 and Tim Burton's Batman in 1989. They had a reputation for bringing big energy, big personalities, and big studio backing to whatever they touched. Their involvement in Youngblood gave the film a level of credibility and muscle it wouldn't have had otherwise. Even though this wasn't a tentpole release, having Guber and Peters on board meant the movie had access to better resources, better distribution, and a marketing push that most mid-budget sports dramas could only dream of. They were known for chasing youth-driven, high-octane projects, movies with style, attitude, and a little bit of swagger. Youngblood fit into that mold perfectly. Fast, emotional, and aimed squarely at the teen and young adult audience of the mid-80s. Okay, enough talking about cast and crew. Let's go check out that trailer. Okay, here we go.
I've been offered a tryout with the Hamilton Mustangs. I gotta play junior if I'm ever gonna play pro. All the scouts are gonna be there. Youngblood.
Sports drama.
2 goals this year so far for the Stanton Flyers. Get him uniform. The doctor.
Nice jockstrap. Oh, that's got to be the coach's daughter.
Come on, you gotta play it according to their rules.
Man, Patrick Swayze's got that charisma.
Maybe I made a mistake about you. What do you think?
I like the song.
I'll sign a pro contract next couple of years and through.
What if it was you?
Oh no, not Patrick. That looks like a sports montage going on in the background there. Punch him. Nice. Whoa, that's a lot of sweat.
Patrick Swayze. Youngblood.
Nice. All right, let's go check out the DVD features. Okay, let's talk about the Blu-ray itself. Because yes, Youngblood did make it to high definition, technically. This release is pretty bare bones. For special features, you get the original theatrical trailer and a commentary track by the director Peter Markle. Markle offers some insight and background along the way, but overall the commentary just comes off a little too flat for my taste. It's not a flashy extras package, but at least it gives you something beyond the movie itself. Audio-wise, you're working with stereo only, no 5.1 mix, no surround sound upgrade. I think it would really help. Those scenes were in the rink with the crowd probably would have definitely punched up this movie a little bit. It's serviceable, but definitely feels like a product of its time. The picture quality, well, this is where it gets a little rough. The transfer is pretty grainy, especially in the interior scenes. Some of that is the original film stock, sure, but this just doesn't do much to clean it up. Blacks get muddy, detail drops off in low light, and overall it just looks like an old HD master that's been sitting on the shelf for a while. This is one of those releases that would absolutely benefit from a fresh scan, a proper new transfer from the original elements. Still, if you're a collector or a fan of 80s sports movies, it's nice to at least have Youngblood on Blu-ray. Just go knowing that it isn't a premium restoration, it's more like the better than DVD but not by much tier. If you're interested in getting a copy of Youngblood, I'll link it in the show notes. Alright, let's head to the movie room and give Youngblood a watch. Okay, I'm going to give you my review for this movie. I'm going to give you the verdict straight up. The movie, it's fine. Nothing terrible, nothing amazing, just very mid. Watching Youngblood for the first time, I honestly had no idea this movie was even out there. And suddenly, boom, Keanu Reeves is there. I took a double take. I had to stop, pause it, and check to make sure that I'm actually seeing Keanu Reeves. He's doing this weird French-Canadian accent the whole time. It was a fun surprise. The movie kicks off with what feels like a setup for a deep family story. The brother, the dad, the pressure, the expectations, but it never really goes anywhere. You get a taste of it, and then the film just skates right past it, literally. And speaking of skating, ouch. A hockey stick right to the face early on sets the tone. This movie cares way more about fighting than actual hockey skills. The locker room scenes are unintentionally hilarious. There's just a guy sitting in the back doing, I think it's like jogging or running, and he's wearing his full-on hockey uniform. I thought that was hilarious. And then you got the team doctor stitching wounds that look like, he's using used needles that he kept in his mouth. And of course, the Rob Lowe jockstrap moment. You can practically hear the studio saying, we need something for this movie, something for the teen girls. Rob Lowe and a jockstrap. The rink itself is absolutely disgusting. I couldn't stop staring at those grimy hallways. It's like the production designer said, what if the hockey arena also was a condemned building? And then there's this weird hazing ritual, which, holding, Rob Lowe's character down and shaving him, down there. That was an interesting choice. And Miss McGill, the apartment manager, is basically running a one-woman junior hockey boy toy program. Rob Lowe's character is only 17, but this movie treats it like a quirky rite of passage. Combine that with the underage drinking, and you start to wonder if Canada in the 80s was just lawless. The dialogue in this movie is awkward, and the skating scenes feel slow. The pacing, it drags. The story is predictable from the moment the puck drops. You know exactly where it's going. It never really surprises you. Even the big training montage feels like it's missing something crucial. Like, say, music? Where's the big 80s soundtrack? Where's the pump-up anthem? This movie practically begs for a power ballad, and instead we get this bland score. But credit where it's due, Patrick Swayze shows up and absolutely holds this movie together. He brings the charisma, the intensity, and the only real emotional weight to this film. Every time he's on screen, the movie kind of wakes up a little. In the end, Youngblood isn't a bad movie. It's just not a particularly good one either. It's straightforward. It's just a hockey drama with some memorable moments, and unintentional funny ones, and a whole lot of missed opportunities. If you're a fan of 80s sports films, or you're curious to see what baby Keanu Reeves looks like, it's worth a watch. Otherwise, it's the kind of movie you finish and think, yeah, it was okay. Flashback fact. Keanu Reeves had hockey experience upon being cast, having been the MVP and nicknamed The Wall for his goaltending capabilities with his team in Toronto. Patrick Swayze had been training as a figure skater and never played hockey, but still knew how to skate, and Rob Lowe had to be taught how to ice skate before filming even began. Before we wrap up on this one, just a quick note. These episodes take a lot of digging, researching, and editing to put together. If you're enjoying these weekly trips back to 1986, hit that like and subscribe for me. It helps keep the momentum going, and trust me, you want to stick around for what's coming next on the ice. Okay, that's it for Youngblood. Up next, we're heading into week 6 of 1986, and this time, the spotlight shifts from ice rinks to high-stakes deception. No hockey, no slap shots, just pure tension and clever tricks. That's right, we're diving into FX, the thriller that mixes Hollywood special effects with the deadly game of cat and mouse. Buckle up, because this one's all about smoke, mirrors, and survival. And boy, am I excited. I have never seen this, so I have no idea what it's even about, but I bought the box set. It has FX and FX2 in it, and the special features on the last group of movies has been just dry, so I'm super excited, because look how many special features, I don't know if you can see this or not, but it's chocked full, so Man, I'm excited for next week. Well, that's a wrap on our trip back to 1986 with Youngblood. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Did you catch this one back in the day, or are you just now lacing up for your first time on the ice? I'd love to hear your take. And until next time, keep your sticks on the ice, your gloves up, and I'll see you in the rewind.